Okay, great. All right, so as usual, you'll need a chair to use as a bar, some light weights or 2 water bottles. I have my ball and my paper plates for gliders. You can also use a towel for a glider, depending on what surface you're sitting on. Today, our focus is going to be on sides. So we're going to do a lot of side work with both our core, our legs, and our arms. We're going to start with our warm up. Well, let's start first by getting set up in our tall ballet posture. Feet planted on the floor, inner thighs starting to engage. Lift the rib cage up off the waist, making a lot of room there to engage the core, to take just a couple degrees out of that lower spine curve. We don't want to be totally flat. We're definitely not squinching our glutes. We're engaging our cores. Roll the shoulder blades down the back, lift the chin. Feel how tall, elongated, and balanced you are right now, and try to feel that throughout the class and throughout the week. And we're going to start with our first warm-up move, which will be an alternating Romanian deadlift hinge. So plant one foot, you're gonna lift the other foot off the mat, keeping your body flat. See if you can touch down. You don't have to touch down. You can just take a little bit of a bend. Just starting to warm up here, challenging our balance, starting our side to side work. Nice. Getting a little bit of dynamic stretching going too. Focusing on keeping a straight line from your head down to the heel that is lifting behind you. Try not to bend at the waist. Couple more sets of this. Bend and touch, last set. Bend and touch. Bend and touch. All right, our next warm-up move, we're gonna do a hip circle march. So circle those hips, circle that leg in the hip socket, point the toes down just to get into that mindset for bar. Feeling this nice warm-up movement happening here. Good. And if you'd like, you can straighten that knee and come into a fan kick, or you can keep the bent knee and keep the hip circle march for 8, kick, 7, kick, 6, standing up tall, not bending at the waist, 4, 3, 2, last one, kick. Nice. Our last warm-up move, we are going to bring our toes together. We're going to squeeze our thighs together. We are going to come down into a chair squat here, which is the same as an Utkatasana for yoga. But instead of a yoga move, we're just going to sway those hips side to side. So you're shortening your muscles right here, shortening your obliques, and that's what's lifting up your hip. So the work is coming from your core, not from your hips, even though the hips are the body part that appear to be moving. Keep it going. If you want more challenge, you can lift those arms up. Sway, 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 shorten that muscle, contract, contract, contract for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise it up. Okay, I hope you're nice and warm. We're going to come to our arm series now, picking up those light weights. We're going to start with an alternating reach rope climb. So keeping your elbows super, super open, lift up, reach, climb that rope. Right now we have our palms facing front. We're going to change that in a minute. Let's start here. Try not to let those elbows fall down below shoulder height, and really keeping them open, 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 not creeping toward the front of the body. Switch those hands to be facing each other. Palms facing in. Our hips are totally rock steady here. All of this up and down movement, or all of the side to side movement, is coming from the core. The up and down movement is coming from your shoulders. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're not going to be done. 3, 2, 1. Keep one arm up. Reach, 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 reach. Again, really strong in these hips, strong through this core. Reach for 8, 7, 6, 5. Not bending forward or backward, just moving up and over to the side. 3, 2, 1. Other side. Reach, reach. And it is hard to keep that arm that was just working up in the air, but if you can, keep it parallel to that shoulder for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Our next move is going to be our biceps. We can bring our feet to first position, heels together, toes open. If we were to come into a plie, we would be able to see our big toes on the inside of our knees, arms out. We're doing just alternating our bicep raise, our bicep curl. Alternate, alternate, alternate. Nice. Alternate. Keep this going. The non-moving arm is staying out. You have your shoulders down away from your ears. Shoulder blades down the back. Tall spine, engaged core. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to our normal bicep position. Normally we have our elbows glued into our side. Today we're just going to bring those elbows out. If you can, a little bit up and open. Up, or again, we're just coming parallel to the floor here. Up and open. Up. Here we go. All right, let's go back to that alternating movement. Let's challenge our core just a little bit. It has to do a tiny bit of stabilizing here when I came out of my first position. Just a tiny bit of stabilizing. Tall, tall. You should really be feeling those biceps now. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're not going to be quite done. 3, 2, 1. Arms bent and out. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This should really be challenging you here after all the work we've done for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Let it down, shake it out. We're going to come into some tricep work. So you can have your feet back in parallel, lifting those arms up, squeezing the elbows together as though you want to squeeze your head, drop the arms behind. So we really are working to maintain that super upright arm and the 90-degree angle of that arm. Strong core, super, super tall. Nice. Keeping those elbows in, not letting them flare out. Tricep, tricep, tricep. Nice. Tricep. Keep it up. Keep those arms way up in the air. Recommit to bringing those elbows as close together as you can get them, not letting them flare out. 8, 7, 6, and thinking about dropping those hands behind you. 3, 2, 1. Up, down. Little ones. Up, down, just a little. Push those elbows back. Push, push, push. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Nice. Okay, no break here. Relentless. Setting your feet, I'm putting mine now hip distance apart. I had them a little close for no reason, but make sure you've got a good base here. We're going to come into a side raise reach. So we're going to start with both arms down, side raise, reach, side raise, reach. So this reach is a rib cage isolation. Hips stay in place, just reaching over or with that rib cage. Squeeze your core to keep those ribs in place. Reach, reach, not bending forward, definitely not getting a back bend, just straight up and over to the side. Beautiful, you guys, really nice. I am loving it. Keep it going, reach, rib cage isolation. 4, 3, 2, and I'm sure you can guess what's coming next. 1, arms up, side, 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 isolation. Side, 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 palms up, side, 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 side. Keep those arms up, nice. 4, 3, 2, not going to be done. Palms front, side, side, side. Now we will be done. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, we are really working those arms today because our next move is a standing chest row. Again, reset your feet, roll your shoulders back, recommit to having those shoulders away from the ears as we come into a front raise, alternating these rows. And again, hips stay in the same place, twist from the waist. Nice. So our core is really getting engaged here in all this side work that we're doing today. It's a lot. It will feel good though. Nice. Flip the palms up. Row, row, row. Nice. Flip. Ooh, that's challenging for the biceps after all we've already done. 4, 3, 2, 1. Palms down again. We're just going to pulse, pulse, pulse. So in this pulse, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Keep those elbows up, parallel to the floor. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Shake it out. We survived this intense arm series. It's time to come to our barre series. We are going to, so you can start with your chair or other support if you like. I'm going to start just in center floor here. And we're going to start with a parallel squat with a glider under one foot. We're going to come down into that squat and we're going to glide that foot front, back, side, back, front, side, back, side. Keep it going, front, side, back, side, front, side, back, side, stand it up. Now we're going to come into that squat with every movement. So squat in, squat in, squat back, in, squat side, in, squat front, squat side, squat back, squat side. That standing leg should be starting to feel it. Squat front, squat side, squat back, squat side. One more set. Squat front, squat side, squat back, squat side. Coming back to what we did at the beginning, coming down in the squat, staying here. Front, side, back, side, front. And of course, if you don't have a glider, you can just point your toe and tap front. There we go. Side, back, side. One more set. Front, side, back, side, hold it here, all the weight on that standing leg, just on the toe, pulse, 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 just on the toe of this other leg, pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Wow. Okay, that was intense on that glute. So let's bring that intensity to the other side. Glider under the other foot, set your standing leg, lift up your toes, put them down, come down into the squat first, front, side, back, side, and front, side, back, side. Really feeling this extension, side, back. Tiny little bit of balance challenge here as you continually change your position. Back, side, let's set like this for now. Front, side, back, side. Stand it up. This time squat on each extension. Squat front, squat side, squat back, squat side. Now on this side here, the toe remains pointing to the front. We're not pointing that toe out to the side as though we were in turnout. We're doing a squat here and not a plie. So I'm trying to get the outside of that glute in our side work here. Whereas if we open our toe, we feel it more on our inner thigh. Front, side, back, side, 2 more sets. Front, side, back, side, last set like this, front, side, ooh, really feeling it in the standing glute, back, side, bring it down, stay down, front, side, back, and again, toes pointing to the front, and when we move to the side, back, side, 2 more sets, front, side, back, side, last set, front, side, back, side, keep that toe up, or the toe down, heel up, pulse, pulse, engage your core, stand up as tall as you can, pulse, you should feel that glute, squeeze the glute, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Nice job. Rise up. Rise up. Okay, we are going to come into a plie series. I'm going to use my ball because I really like to on this, but if you don't have a ball, it is not a problem. You can always squeeze a pillow or a rolled up towel if you would like, but you don't have to have anything. So we're going to be facing our chair or support, squeeze those inner thighs together, whether your heels are together or whether you have something in between your heels to give you some resistance there. Lift up the body into that tall ballerina posture, engaging the core. We're going to lift one heel, other heel stays on the floor, plie, plie, nice job, plie, plie. So this is pretty simple. That knee is going out over the toe, making sure you can see your big toe on that knee on the inside of the knee as you bend down. Plie, plie. So the work in this comes from lots of reps. 4, 3, 2, and pulse. Pulse. So really, really tall. If you want to bring your arms up into fifth position here, to remind yourself to be super tall, having your head straight up to the sky rather than bending forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. This should feel different than those squats we just did. The squats are more in the glutes. Our plies are more in our quads because our legs are open, a little bit in our inner thighs if we're squeezing our object. Lift up the other heel, plie, 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 plie. Nice. Keeping the standing heel on the floor. We're just in our demi plies today. We're not doing our grands, at least right now. Plie, plie, really focusing on pushing that knee out. If you are thinking about pushing that knee to the side, everything else will follow. So it's really, because if your focus is more in your quad, it kind of gives your knee the chance to wander in, which we don't want. 4, 3, 2, keeping that other heel lifted, and pulse. Arms up if you'd like. Pulse, pulse, strong engaged core, tall spine, head to the ceiling, back of the head over the back of the spine. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise it up. Last set of plies. We are going to be up and releve. So we're going to lift up onto our toes. I will put the ball aside so you can see a little better. We're lifting up onto our toes, walk our feet together, bring those heels together. If you have a ball or other object, of course, that is there. Instead, staying tall, using our support wisely, staying tall. Now we come into that big grand plie. Although not really a grand plie because we're keeping our heels up the whole time. And again, those knees lead the way, open. Tall spine, open. Nice, beautiful. Nice. I need to get one of our outdoor chairs. They're like super heavy cast iron. I'll do a lot better than my rickety, nearly 20-year-old Target chair here. 4, 3, 2, squeezing those heels together, come down to a pulse. Pulse, pulse. If you want to challenge your balance, one arm up, other arm up, pulse, 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 strong core, pulse, knees opening. Your inner thighs should be burning. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Nice, you guys. Let's take a little bit of stretch in those calves after that intense releve. So leaning forward into your chair, heels flat on the floor. Just take that little stretch. You can also do one leg at a time. I like to be efficient and just do both at once. All right, lateral lunge with glider. Take a drink. One hand on your bar or support. Let me move this a little further in because we are gliding to the side with that bending leg. Actually, you'll come off your chair. So glide, bring it in. Glide. And again, like we were doing with our squats, keep your toes facing toward the front. So our outside movement is on the outside of the glute. Our inside movement is on the inner thigh. Glide. Lots of weight on the way in. Your inner thighs should be working so hard to draw everything together. So it's not about trying to lift that leg into place. It's about dragging that leg into place. 4, 3, 2, 1. Slide it out. Pulse, 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 pulse. Lift up on your toe. Lift up on your toe. Staying out here, this leg staying straight. Bending this knee. Lift, lift. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, I did not drag that. I was up on my toe. The glider or towel or other object or nothing under your other foot. Bending that gliding leg. Draw it in. Toes facing toward the front of the room. Really working those inner thighs on the way in. Getting some depth in this knee bend. Beautiful. Keep it going. Lots and lots of weight as you glide in. Feel those inner thighs working, working, working to bring your feet back together. 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming out, just a few quick pulses. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up on the toe and down. Toe and down. Toe and down. Toe and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Okay, our very last bar move. We don't have much time. We're just going to do it really quick. We're going to be standing, facing our bar or support, feet in first position, lifting that hip up, cross the knee behind, plie, lift and cross. And on that lift, we're super, super tall. On the cross, given that we have a chair and not a wall-mounted bar, we are leaning forward a little. But really think about that tall lift, super deep cross and plie. Lift, plie, lift, plie for 4, 3, 2, 1. And lift that knee high, high, super high, open knee, tall spine, back of the head over the back of the spine for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First position, other side, knee up, plie, knee up, plie, knee up, plie, up, plie. Nice job. Keep it going. Oh, yep. Maybe got just a little time here for 8, 7, standing up tall, 6, 5, should be feeling this on the outside of the glutes, 4, 3, 2, up tall, lift, lift that knee, lift, lift, lift that knee, lift, lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Okay. We are going to come down to the floor for our core series. Let me move away, move this closer here. All right. Our first core move. We are going to have our feet flat on the floor. And we are going to cross over. So keeping your knees together, kick one foot out and cross your body toward that foot. Other side. Kick. So keeping the knees together here, squeezing the thighs together. We're just kicking and crossing. Kick and cross. You can have your hands crossed over your chest. You can have them touching your ears. I would prefer that you not have them like grasping the back of your head and lifting it up, because that takes the work out of your core and into your arms and your neck. And while there may be a place for neck exercises, I am not qualified to do them or to teach them. So let's leave that delicate area alone. 4, 3, 2, 1, and pulse, 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 pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming to our side, we are going to do some clam shells. So heels, even with the glutes, knees together, feet together, keeping those feet together. We're going to open up those knees. Important part of this move is keeping those hips straight up and down. So if you open your hips, it's a lot easier. The further forward your top hip is, the harder this is, the more you are targeting those tiny muscles here in your glutes that need strengthening to keep you balanced and mobile. 8, 7, 6, 5, top hip forward. 3, 2, 1, pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Heels even with those glutes. Hand on hip if you can, to remind you to keep that hip forward. Opening up, feet together, opening up the knees. Making sure got everything here. Yes. Okay. Lift, lift. Nice. Lift, lift for 8. Hip forward. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep me up. Pulse, 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 pulse. Hip top, hip forward. Pulse, pulse. Feel it here. Feel it here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming flat on our back. We are going to do a full sit-up with legs extended and a twist at the top. So you can have your arms behind you if you need a little momentum. If you want more of a challenge, keep your hands up in the air and flex your feet, I say, because that helps anchor you more, engaging your core. Lift up, twist to the side, come down, slow, slow. Lift up, twist to the other side, come down. So that twist is coming from the obliques and down, rise up, lift, twist, up. If this is not working for you, you can always bring your heels or your feet to the floor for more of a traditional sit-up, or you can keep it as a crunch, twist, whatever works for you. Twist, down. 2 more sets, up, twist, down, up, other side, twist, and down. Last set, up, twist, and down. 1 more, up, twist, and down. Nice. Extend your arms behind you, extend your legs. Nice pencil stretch here. You can reach side to side to make sure you elongate your whole body. We're going to come sitting up, and we're going to come all the way to a plank. You can be on forearms or hands. I'm going to be on forearms, and we're going to alternate touching down a knee. Touch, touch. So if your plank is on the knee, you're just going to alternate lifting one knee off the mat. If you're on your toes, touch, 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 touch. Nice. Just a little walk here. Going for a little stroll. Touch, touch, touch. Nice. Keep that plank so strong. Do not let that booty fall. You do not want to feel anything in your lower back, but try not to pop it up either, which is harder to do when we're trying to tap our knee to the mat for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push back into a child's pose for a second before we come into our next variation. For the next one, I'm going to be up on my hands. You can stay on your forearms, particularly if you have bad wrists. You can also stay just up here in a tabletop position and tap your leg out. If you are all planked out, if you're in this tabletop, really focus on engaging your core from below, or if you're in the plank, stepping out into the plank, tap one toe to the side, tap the other. Focus on lifting from below and holding so tight on that core. You're trying not to let your hips roll open side to side. The only movement you want to see or feel is just that leg going out to tap the toe on the floor. For 8, tap, 7, tap, 6, tap, 5, tap, 4, really strong through the shoulders. Don't let those shoulders collapse. I want to see foreheads, not ponytails. Don't drop your head. Last set, 1, and release. Sitting back on your knees, you can roll your wrists to make sure that those are feeling okay after the pressure we put on them. In that plank, our last core move before we come into our stretch will be our Pretzel Series. You have your front leg straight in front of you at 90 degrees, your back leg coming straight out of the hip at 90 degrees. You're going to set your palm down on the floor. We're not sinking into the shoulder and putting a lot of weight on that wrist. We're keeping tall so that the weight is kind of distributed throughout the body. Hand on hip, lift, lift, lifting that knee. Lift, lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5. So this lift should come from the obliques. 3, 2, 1. Keep the knee up. Kick, 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 kick. Nice job. Kick. Keeping that knee up off the floor if you can. Leg is parallel. Mission Impossible style. 8, 7. Strong through the shoulder. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push that heel back, back, flex that foot back, back, push, 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 push for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. So front leg straight in front of you, back leg straight to the side, 90-degree angles with both knees. Strong supporting shoulder, hand on hip, lift that leg, lift, lift that knee, lift, lift. So knee, the lower leg stays parallel to the floor. The whole leg lifts up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point that toe, kick, in, kick, in, kick, 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 kick for 8, 7. Knee is hovering. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, push back, back, back. Knee continues to hover, strong through the supporting shoulder, not collapsing into it. Tall, tall, tall for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it. Let's start our stretch. Let's get into child's pose for our stretch. Our first stretch. So let's get our toes together, knees apart, knees as wide as you can make them. Try to reach the edges of your mat. Palms flat on the mat and pushing away from your head. Palms and head kind of in oppositional force. Bring the forehead to the mat. You can walk your fingertips back a little bit if that gives you a comfortable stretch on your inner thighs. We don't want to hurt. We just want to feel challenged. And since we did so much side work, let's take one hand and thread it through the arm. You can have the palm up and feel the stretch in that shoulder, opening up the upper body. Look underneath the arm that's still extended. Feel that nice stretch along the back and the shoulder. Still feeling the stretch of the inner thighs as we're pushing back. And now switch to the other side. Plant that first palm. Reach the other hand through, palm up to the sky. Looking under the arm that's still extended. Feel the nice stretch in your back and your shoulder. Continuing to push those glutes back to get a nice stretch in the inner thigh. And unravel yourself. Come down to the mat. Let's do a figure 4 stretch. So ankle of one leg above the knee of the other, reaching through, grab that leg, try to set your head down on the mat. Feel the nice stretch right here in your glute. Just pulling that leg toward your chin to the extent that it is a challenging but not a painful stretch. You can roll those ankles. Nice. And switching to the other side, reach through, heel, ankle on above the knee, reach through and try to circle your ankles the other direction this time. Head on the mat to give you a little more length for that stretch. Nice. And rolling up to standing, grabbing that chair or support. One more time. We're just gonna do a stretch. So reach behind you. You can do same arm or opposite arm. I'm doing opposite arm here. Keeping your knees together, whichever one you do. Keeping those hips tall. You should almost feel like you're thrusting the hip of the bent knee forward to get a good stretch on the front of that quad. And a little bit of stretch for your chest and shoulder too. Other side, other leg. Again, same hand, arm or opposite arm, whatever is more comfortable for you. Knees together, pushing the hip of the bent knee almost forward. You should feel the stretch engage as you do that. So push until you feel that good stretch. And letting go, coming to our center floor in a super wide second position. I guess I didn't do anything in second position today. So let's get here. Feet super wide, much wider than hip distance. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, and really empty out those lungs, pushing those knees out to the side one last time. Inhale, exhale, push, push, push those knees out to the side. And ladies, take your curtsy. Gentlemen, take your bow. Thank you so much for joining me for barre today. And glad we didn't have a special